Hi, and welcome to Conversations and Cocktails. Today's guest is international makeup artist Coco Hirani, and you can find her at her website, www.cocohirani.co.uk, because she's that cool that UK is at the end of her URL. I mean, come on, that's cool, right? And if you like this interview, I'm sure that you will like many of my other interviews, and you'll want to follow me so that you can see as they get posted, edited by my wonderful husband. So push my button, baby, and follow me. Ciao! Hi, and welcome to Conversations and Cocktails. Today we have a really special guest all the way from London, and it is Coco Hirani. Hi. Coco is a makeup artist and designer?
Makeup artist.
Makeup artist.
Makeup designer.
And makeup designer,
yeah.
Okay. And she chose a vodka drink, and this is lemon vodka, ginger, a ginger liqueur, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of cranberry, and an orange twist. So I think it's the Canton Sour.
Cheers.
For the ginger. Cheers.
Oh, that hits the spot, that one.
Yeah, this is actually really, really good. So, Jeff was our bartender today. Thank you, Jeff, here at Cafe Racer.
It's really good.
So, I got lucky enough to meet Coco in April, right? So just a couple of months ago. Right now, it is June right now. And I met Coco because she dates my middle child.
I do. I do. He's wonderful.
Yes. They met so my two eldest sons traveled through Southeast Asia, and you met in Thailand.
We did.
And they went to Bali, you went to the Philippines, and then you met again in Vietnam.
We did.
Yeah, and then
I chased him down.
You chased him down, and I think they went to Japan, because snowboarding in Japan is apparently a thing that people do. And then you went back to London, and I know my middle son left my eldest son to come to London to see you. So he didn't even do Chinese New Year's.
No, he was with me.
Yes, I think it's lovely. And I adore you. I adore her. So
sweet.
All you other women, go away.
He's mine.
Yay. So we're going to talk, though, not about Johnson, but about makeup.
About makeup.
And
what do you
how
want to know?
did you do, I like to know, so how did you start makeup? I think when we were discussing it before, because I have asked you about it, because it's interesting to me, you said you started as a bartender in a punk rock bar?
Yeah, so...
Okay, good, I got my story right.
She's right. I was working in this metal bar that was a nightclub, but also they had loads of live music, loads of artists used to party there and stuff. So just through the nature of the job, I met a lot of people that were doing events all around the city, and it was just a case of, will you come and face paint at Halloween? And I was just like, yeah, that's so much fun, of course I will. And one thing led to another, and I ended up working at MAC for a really long time.
So MAC, the makeup counter.
The makeup counter,
right, okay.
Where I learned so much, but it was never my plan to be in makeup. It was a complete happy accident.
A happy accident.
Happy accident.
Okay, so I love that, a happy accident. What was your trajectory? Can I ask what your plan was?
I was actually studying the arts at university. It was more arts management. I found that wasn't really my forte. I'm too much of a free spirit to deal with numbers and all of that sort of stuff. So I didn't really have a core plan. I was just exploring what I found interesting, and exploring more in my hobbies and things like that, to hopefully find something that I really wanted to do. And the makeup thing just kind of happened.
But it is art. So she did I don't know if you can see, she did my makeup today. Can you see?
She's going to a party.
And yes, I'm crashing somebody else's party. It's not, yes.
Still.
I am going to the party, but I wasn't invited.
That's fine.
I better look good going if I'm gonna crash, right? So, okay, so it started accidentally.
Yeah.
You're an accidental makeup artist.
I am, indeed.
And except, I mean, it's one thing to do face painting or makeup for Halloween for a bunch of punk rockers and metalheads. But you just got back from Rome doing a Gucci show.
Yeah.
So you've come a long way, baby.
I have. I mean, I am now 10 years in.
Okay.
And I like to think that I'm that person that seizes every opportunity that I get, because I feel like that's how you find yourself as an artist, and I consider myself an artist.
Yeah.
So
I feel like art has been done on me.
And I never kind of like penalise myself by just being in one sector of the industry. I like to challenge myself. I like to try things that maybe are not in my forte. It just happens to be that I really enjoy fashion a lot. So because of that, I do kind of explore my options, and I am kind of investing the majority of my career into that at the moment. But I do fluctuate. I think once I feel like I've achieved what I want to achieve in that sector, I will move on to another sector, because I feel like the kind of skills that you gain from every single sector is very different, and I would like to be a well-rounded artist in my industry as opposed to I just do this.
Right. So right now you do what I was talking about. The Gucci show in Rome is high fashion couture, right? But you've also done the BBC. There's something on the BBC. What was that? So you do film makeup for film?
Yeah. So I do bits and bobs. I like to travel in and out of the different areas of the industry. I've done a couple of movies. With the whole fashion thing, I'm on a lot of teams. So the global makeup artist for Gucci, it was Thomas de Kluver. I do a fair few shows for him, and I love working with him. In terms of film, I've done a few Bollywood movies, little short films. I like to kind of network and find other artists in that area of the industry, because I feel like my job is a people's job, and I love people. So I think you get to meet a variety of different people with different skills that elevate your skill, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's go back to, you used the word international makeup designer. What was that? The Gucci guy. What is
So
it?
he is the global makeup artist for Gucci.
Global makeup artist for Gucci. And
Very recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tom.
Yeah.
And you're on his team.
Sort of. He has his core team.
Okay.
Because he's very, very busy, he does a lot of things, he's super talented.
So let's slow it down. So I kind of want, because I don't know anything about what this means, or let's go very slowly, so we're kind of we, meaning me and probably members that are of the audience that are watching, don't even understand. So you've got a global makeup artist.
Yeah.
So he's paid by Gucci.
Yes.
He is every day, in every way, he works only for Gucci.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So he is kind of the face in terms of makeup for Gucci. He does all of their shows, all of that sort of stuff. He does have his own agent.
Oh, he does.
So
Okay.
he does do work external as well.
Okay.
He's just representing Gucci in the beauty industry.
Okay.
So he's very, very busy. He does a lot of different things, like lots of magazine stuff. I don't know so much about other brands now that he is in a contract with Gucci, but he has his core team because he does lots of different things. So he travels with them, and I'm kind of like in and out with him. So at fashion season,
second rung.
Yeah,
Second
yeah.
row team. He's got his core team, and then you're like a cousin.
yeah, almost. I did in
Not
and
the
out as and when
sibling,
he
the
needs
cousin.
it.
You're not one of the brothers or sisters,
Yeah.
but you're related.
But he's incredible to work for. Like, you know, he really cares about his team. He cares about his vision. He cares about the collaborations that he does. And often, even though I do a lot of my own work, I do work for other makeup artists that I aspire to be like, because I feel like it really, you know, challenges me to work great for them.
So now, when you're working for another artist, what you're doing is you're taking their design. And have they sketched a design and given you colors and decisions about what they wanted the person to look like?
Yeah, so all of that will be predetermined. What they would do, often the makeup designer will have a test day where they go in with styling, with the hairstyling, the designer present, and they will go through looks, and then they will decide what they want. And on the day, they will do kind of like a demo for the team, so we know what we're doing, any specific products they'll have on hand for people, and we just kind of like get through it all after the demonstration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
a lot goes into it.
Yeah, the makeup designer is like the architect and you're like the builder.
Yes.
You take the designs and here's how it's gonna look. Okay. And so you do that in some areas. In high fashion, you follow these different people who you aspire to be like.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing your own design work, like what arena does that look like in? You know, do you have your own business in that? Do you have your own name, your own brand?
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, I do my own shows. It's, you know, it's quite a recent thing in the past year or so. I have my first assistant who is amazing. Hi, Shani. She'll love that. She's super amazing, and I've handpicked my team of people. So it's generally the same thing as what the bigger designers do, but on a really small scale. So I still go and do a test day. I still hire my own team. I still do a demo, make sure the day runs smoothly, and it's great because I get to exercise my vision with the designer. And I find that really rewarding. That's like the best part of my job.
Nice. So now you were going to school to do arts management. So curating probably and managing different art galleries, it sounds like. And you found yourself 10 years later, here you are, an artist and a people, so you are a people person. So what were some of the, blocks? So if there's a young lady here saying, wow, here I am, and this is something I've always wanted to do, what are some of the stumbling blocks that you had to overcome?
I mean, I think with any kind of artist, there's so many different paths that you can follow, and it's always different for everyone. I think particularly for me is, I felt like the sacrifices I've made have been totally worth it. So I will always explore what interests me, and I think that is someone's own worst enemy. I find a lot of new aspiring makeup artists that won't kind of like explore the industry as much as they should to find out what they like doing, because I don't feel like you can just go into one area and be like, okay, I just want to do beauty. How do you find out what you're good at? So I think the obstacles that I found was moving to a different city. That was quite scary when I was young, but it was the best thing I ever did. And also getting to know people in the industry. It is a people's job, and I think the new artists that are coming into the industry can be quite naive to the fact that you don't really have to work, it falls into your lap. It's not like that at all. You have to go out, make your connections, network. It's very much a people's job. And you have to deliver.
Right.
I think sometimes people see all these YouTube videos, which are great, but doing makeup, copying someone else's makeup it's quite challenging because you're not doing it on the same face. You know what I mean?
Right, so, different cheekbones, different bridge, or higher foreheads.
And I find that a lot of people
skin color
will try and teach themselves makeup through YouTube and stuff, and I think it's a great platform, and you do learn a lot, but I think it's really important to not be naive to the fact that actually it's not going to look the same as that. Like, your skill is in identifying kind of like your bone structure, what colour eyes they have, their complexion, not necessarily where to put things all the time.
Right.
So I think that was really challenging.
So do you have a YouTube channel? I mean, you're talking about this. I'm just curious. And I know, I have a girlfriend who did a 30-day makeup because I mean, I'm not a makeup person, and a lot of my friends, we're in Seattle, you know, we go to fancy restaurants in nice jeans. You know, just,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, makeup, whatever. I mean, this is so fancy for me. But she did like her own little challenge where she picked a different YouTube makeup style every day for 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So just learning because she wanted to learn makeup, and it's not something.
I mean, I think it's really personal as well. Like when I do things like red carpet, I am very aware of the person that I'm doing makeup for. I want to make the best version of yourself. I don't want to put a mask on you. I want you to look real. Like, you know, people need to relate to you, and I want to portray that man or woman's personal style. And I think that is another obstacle that a lot of artists will hopefully overcome at some point in their career, because I think we are in an industry where beauty is at your fingertips now and you can access anything, but what you see sometimes isn't necessarily a true representation of the person. I'm a big believer in that.
Right. Okay, and then so I ask every woman who is sitting in your seat.
Oh gosh.
As a female,
and
from your own personal culture of origin, how has that helped you or hurt you get to where you're at today in your industry?
I mean, in terms of hurting me, I think it's more the fact that from my heritage and all of that, I really appreciate all the beauty, but my style is very different to what I've been taught. But that's also kind of like the beauty of it all, that I know what I like, I know where I come from, I embrace where I come from, but I'm able to kind of modernize it and make it so that it's me. So I think the negative and the positive kind of work together to kind of make me who I am and portray my style. So I wouldn't change a thing.
Nice. And you travel a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. And that's one of the things you and I were discussing, because here we are in Seattle, Washington, and your family is in England. And they come from a completely different, two different countries, right? One parent comes from one country, one parent comes from another country. And so, I mean, you are just like, you personally, like, are all over this planet.
All over. I mean, you know, it's a proven fact that traveling makes you happy, you know, and even though I do work in this industry that is, you know, very much about what you look like and things like that, actually internally I'm probably the opposite of that. I crave culture, I crave, you know, education, all of that sort of stuff. So for me, I will spend everything I have on going and experiencing a country and just the fresh air. That's why I love coming to Seattle, because you have the beach, you have the mountains, you just have everything on your doorstep, and I feel like it gives you a sense of purpose. So I love to travel,
We don't have sand, just so you know. We do have beaches, but there's rocks on it.
I prefer that though.
Okay, we're so far north. You like how late we stay up? I mean, the light, it would go to Alaska.
So beautiful.
You guys go to Alaska. Because, yes, the sun never sets in the summer. I mean, it just like, it's always up. So how can people find you?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram. It's coco.hirani. Hirani. So
Coco Hirani.
Coco Hirani. So on Instagram, I like to take a back seat with things. Usually, I don't very rarely come on camera and do things like that, because I like to be in the background. However, my Instagram is one of those portals for me where I will kind of show people a real working day, you know, or traveling, and I do kind of post artists that I think are phenomenal that people wouldn't necessarily know. So it's a platform of education for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Instagram is where we should find you.
That's where you'll find me.
And you're going to be in Seattle. So if you need makeup done in Seattle, this is the place. Here we are.
Come and find me.
Coco.Hirani on Instagram. So get your makeup done. Look how pretty I look. Thank you.
You're beautiful anyway. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes. Thank you for being here and loving my son.
Oh, I love him so much.
I'm so blessed to have you in our family.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.